All right, welcome back to another review. This is gonna be like a two-part kind of thing. Well, not really two-part, but like two different reviews. This is a She-Wolf of London, also known as Love and Curses. This was released in 1990 on syndication. It starred the beautiful Randy Wallace, played by the beautiful Kate Hodge, and she goes to England to study with this handsome mythology professor named Ian Matheson, played by Neil Dickinson. Um, and she gets bitten by a werewolf, and on her together they try to figure out to um, find a cure so she can go back, so she can get rid of the werewolf curse. The show only lasted 20 episodes. It was created by Mick Garris, the guy who did Critters 2 and Sleepwalkers, I believe, and he also did Psycho 4. And also created it was Tom McLaughlin, went on to do, who prior had done this, did One Dark Night and Friday the 13th, 6, Jason Lives. I mean, yeah, the 20 episodes, they I would, there's a lot of episodes in this that was so-so. I mean, considering that it was 1990 and Universal is the one who released this, they were trying to do like a werewolf kind of show. And nowadays you see, you got Vampire Diaries with the vampires, you got Supernatural, which is a bunch of supernatural stuff. You got Teen Wolf about werewolves, and you got the upcoming show. You got Exorcist, the TV show, and you got Bates Motel, and so on and so forth. But if this had been done maybe 5, 6 more years after before 90, like 95 or something, it might have caught on. I mean, it does have its great moments. It does have some great episodes. One in particular, the pilot episode, which was called She-Wolf of London, that was a great episode. The Bogman of Letchmore Heath, that was a pretty good one too. Then you have the third episode was Moonlight Becomes You. The fourth was The Jugular. The fifth was Nice Girls Don't, which is kind of like a succubus episode. Little Bookshop of Horrors, which was very well done. It definitely has some potential for it. It's about characters from books coming into reality and trying to kill people. You Can't Keep a Dead Man Down, which is a two-parter, which Ian actually dies, and he's got like zombies in it and stuff, and he eventually goes back to his normal self. Then you have The Wild Hunt. What's got into them? Um, Big Top She-Wolf. Now that one's kind of like a circus kind of episode where the big guy with hat and stuff and clowns. She-Devil, beat Voodoo Child. Now She-Devil, I believe it was She-Devil or The Wild Hunt. One of those two episodes had vampires in it. That was a pretty interesting one. Voodoo Child, that's a great one. Beyond the Beyond, it's kind of like a spoof of like Star Trek, because you have the scene where these people are dressed like Spock and Captain Kirk and all that stuff. And then after that episode, they went in to change the title of the show from She-Wolf of London to Love and Curses. And then they did the episode Curiosity Killed the Kravitz, Habeas Corpses, Bride of the Wolfman, Heart Attack, Mystical Pizza, and Eclipse. Now, I prefer the title She-Wolf of London a lot better than Love and Curses, but it has to do with it was made in England, and it has to do with they wanted to take it from England to L.A. So that basically the first part's in England, the second part of the show is in L.A. Which, I mean, either way, both was interesting, and I was really happy to get this when it came out on DVD. There's probably a lot of people who've never even heard of the show, or if they have heard it, they've never seen it. It was definitely worth a look and check out. And as far as the complete show, I would give it a 7 out of 10. Now the second TV review I was going to do here real quick is, if I don't knock everything over, is the show from 1976 called The Monster Squad. Now this was on a Saturday morning cartoon back in '76. A lot of people that I've known have never seen this show. There's a lot of people who didn't watch cartoons that I know, and if they did, it was mainly cartoons, because this was a live action show. Now this is like let's see, 9 years before the Monster Squad movie. You have a Frankenstein, a Dracula, a Wolfman, and you have this guy who owns a museum, a wax museum, and he basically, let me just read what it says here. He works at Fred's Wax Museum as a night watchman to put himself to criminology college, and suddenly the oscillating vibrations in his crime computer brought to life Dracula, werewolf, and the Frankenstein, and together they go on different crimes. And like, let's see, you got an episode called Queen Bee, which has the late Alice Ghostley in it. Mr. Mestafo, played by Barry Dennen. You have the Tickler, played by Ivan Francis. The Ringmaster, Billy Curtis, late Billy Curtis. The Music Man, played by the late Marty Allen. No Face, played by Edward Andrews. The Astrologer, played by Jonathan Harris. You got Ultra Witch, played by Julie Newmar. The Wizard, played by Arthur Malat. The Skull, played by Jeffrey Lewis, who passed away. The Weatherman, played by the late Ivy Schreiber. Lawrence of Moravia, played by Joseph Masato. And Alberto, played by Vito Scottini. Yeah, I mean, it's great if you enjoy like live action, like kind of like if it was let's say it was like a live action Scooby-Doo. Okay, so you have like Scooby-Doo, you have Shaggy, and you have Velma, and all the other characters in it. But this is like 3 horror-like characters with this one guy that works at this Rex Museum, and he's helping them go through crimes and stuff. It's got some fun moments in it. You can definitely tell it's dated. Yeah, this originally came out. Let's see, this version came out in 2012, and originally released, I believe, it was in 2009. And the company that released it discontinued it. So, and then a company named Fabulous Films went on to re-release it, which is now with the VCI Entertainment logo. But yeah, I was glad to get this. I mean, I was born in '76, so I didn't get to see it, and it never reran on TV in the '80s. So when I heard that this was coming out on DVD, I had to buy it. I mean, because I'm a collector that likes to collect certain rare shows, or shows that I enjoyed, or movies that are not well known, or that people don't really particularly care for, low budget movies. And this was a particular one that I had to buy. I mean, it didn't cost me too much money. The tagline, if you have a monster problem, you need Monster Squad. So yeah, I mean, considering that 9 years later they did a movie, which had nothing to do with the show, but that was quite interesting to know that. As a kid, I knew that the Monster Squad was a movie, but as a kid I didn't know that this was a TV show. It only lasted 13 episodes, but it was made by the guy who did the Batman series in the 60s. So yeah, I mean, that's pretty much all I can say about it. I mean, it's definitely got some comedy moments, it's got some silly moments, but if you like this nostalgia things, I would definitely look for trying to figure out if you want to buy this or not. I mean, because I don't believe Hulu or Vudu or Netflix or Crackle or any of the streaming services have this, so you definitely would have to buy it to watch it. So, and as far as my rating goes, I give it a 5 out of 10. I mean, the only reason I get a 5 out of 10 is because it definitely is dated. A lot of the people who play in it are no longer with us, and you know, the acting was subpar as far as, you know, what today's standards are. But it was a Saturday morning live action show, so what do you expect? Yeah, so that's 2 little reviews of TV shows, She-Wolf of London and Monster Squad. And I was going to do Friday the 13th Part 3 today. I was going to do it 3 parts, but I'm not going to be able to do that. I will do Friday the 13th Part 3 Part 1 on Sunday, and then also on Sunday I'm going to do a Q&A video where people have asked me questions through social media, Facebook or Twitter. I'll answer those questions on Sunday, and so you're going to get the Friday the 13th Part 3 Part 1 review and discussion, and then you're going to get the question and answer, and then on Monday, if everything goes correct, I will do Friday the 13th Part 2, Friday the 13th Part 3 Part 2 of a review discussion. So, well, that concludes this video. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will check you out on the next one.